it's Delusion reporting from somewhere on Spaceship Earth. Jamming down the PCH, heading to the job site, 6:30 in the morning. Fired up about it. I was coming down the hill this morning, and I realized it was 5 years ago that Joe and David saved my life in front of a liquor store, man. Pretty trippy, dude. I asked those two dudes for help. They said, we will do anything to help you get sober if you're willing to do anything to get sober. Now, of course, I had a couple bumps along the way, but, man, I look at it. 5 years ago, I asked for help from two strangers on the side of the street. Man, I had nothing, dude. Bad attitude. Just nothing, man. Yeah, I had a surfboard and a skateboard and a crummy car. I just tripped, man. Second chances, right? Is that what all life's about, is second chances? Learning from your mistakes. Knowing how you don't want to live your life and just letting your life happen. You know, I look at my life right now like, what a miracle, man. Driving like a nice car. I just left home with the hologram and the minigram. It's first day of school for the minigram. So the hologram was making us lunches, a hug, and I love you, and out the door, off to a job site with my friends. Oh, dude. Kind of tears me up thinking about it, man. But you know, none of it would have ever happened if two human beings hadn't been willing to give me help, man. Like, that's the thing, man. That's the message I always try to get across here is it's all about being of service to your fellow human beings, man. Like, if Joe and David hadn't been willing to help me, man, I would not be here. You know, I had to be willing to ask for help, too. Like, I suppose that may be, you know, the second most important component to this whole deal is I was willing to ask them for help. And it wasn't with conditions. It wasn't, will you help me? Oh, but, and no. It was like, dude, will you guys help me, man? And, dude, there was no hesitation with those guys. I'm thinking about it, and it was like, they just offered me help, man. God, what a trippy journey it's been. And that's all I know. That's all I know is to be there for another human being, strangers, whoever it is, when they ask for help on these serious levels, man. You got to show up for them. But, right, you have to have already showed up for yourself, right? Like, the only way those two guys were able to help me is because they'd asked someone else for help before me, and someone had given them help, and the person who had given them help had asked for help from someone before them, right? Like, it is just the chain or the ladder or whatever you want to call it. Like, we do have the ability to change the frequency of Spaceship Earth by wanting help and by giving help. Like, I still need help on all sorts of levels, like in my reality today. But I'm not afraid to ask for it anymore. And people ask me for help, but I'm not afraid to give it, man. That's a radical change for me, man, in 5 years. I was a taker. Now I do my very best to be like a giver. I'm kind of marveling at the whole reality right now. So, on that note, people, any of you guys who are guys and gals who are struggling out there, just ask someone for help. Whatever your problem is, whatever you think is so insurmountable you can't overcome it. Because that's what I thought. I never ever thought I could get sober. And here I am, man. I got 4 years, 8 months, 19 days of sobriety, man. That's pretty radical. That is pretty radical. Anyway, look, we all got to help each other on this magical journey called life, man. We all got to help each other. That's all I know is we just got to help each other. And we got to be willing to ask for help. We got to stop being selfish. And to me, one of the great gifts I've learned is selfishness is not asking for help, is to pretend that you don't have problems and just to bury them. No. Stop being selfish, because there's people out there on Spaceship Earth who need to help you with your problems in order to help them with their problems. Because that's the only way I'm able to stay sober, is to help other people get sober. That's the only way I'm able to help myself at all, is by helping other people. So anyway, it's the illusion. I'm pretty stoked on the frequency change of my life. And I hope that you all find the frequency changes that you need in your life. Much love today. Much love.